Did you know that over 1 in 3 seniors right here in the United States has chronic kidney disease? Think about that for a moment. In any room with 3 of your friends, statistically, one of you is likely dealing with this. And the most frightening part is that the vast majority have no idea. They feel fine, they're eating what they believe are healthy meals, but silently, inside their bodies, a critical system is under stress. Have you ever wondered if the healthy food you're eating could be doing more harm than good? Today, we're going to confront that question, because I'm going to reveal 6 surprising vegetables, many of which are probably in your kitchen right now, that can secretly damage aging kidneys. Hello, I'm Dr. Robert Clark. For over 30 years as a physician specializing in senior health, I've dedicated my life to helping my patients not just live longer, but live better. I've seen firsthand how a little bit of knowledge can make a world of difference, turning fear into empowerment. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on a topic that is critically important, but rarely discussed: the hidden dangers of common vegetables, specifically for seniors and anyone with kidney concerns. This isn't about scaring you away from the produce aisle. It's about giving you the specific, practical information you need to protect your health for the long haul. We'll be focusing on 3 key troublemakers found in these foods: oxalates, potassium, and phosphorus. Think of them as compounds that, in high amounts, can overload your kidney's delicate filtering system, much like plugging too many appliances into a single power strip. At some point, the circuit just can't handle the load. To truly understand the risk, we first need to have a little chat about our kidneys. They are the absolute unsung heroes of our bodies, working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, to filter about 200 quarts of blood, removing waste products and excess fluid. They balance our electrolytes, regulate blood pressure, and even activate vitamin D to keep our bones strong. But just like any hard-working machine, they experience wear and tear over time. After the age of 40, our kidney function, what we doctors call the glomerular filtration rate, or GFR, naturally begins a slow, steady decline. For most, it's a very gradual process, but this decline means our kidneys become far more vulnerable to stress. It acts like a trusty old car engine. It can still get you where you need to go, but it can't handle being pushed to the red line like it used to. That gradual loss of reserve capacity is why a diet that was perfectly healthy for you at 40 might become problematic at 70. Now, this natural decline is compounded by a few key factors that are especially common in seniors, creating a perfect storm for potential kidney damage. The first, and perhaps most critical, is the interaction with common medications. Let me tell you about a patient of mine, a wonderful gentleman named Frank. Frank was 78, managing his high blood pressure diligently with a common medication called an ACE inhibitor. He was a model patient. Alarmed by his blood pressure, he'd completely overhauled his diet, eating baked potatoes instead of fries, lots of fresh tomato and spinach salads, and avocados on toast for breakfast. He felt proud, thinking he was doing everything right for his heart. But during a routine blood test, we found his potassium levels were dangerously high, a condition called hyperkalemia. He had no symptoms, no palpitations, no muscle weakness. He felt perfectly normal. Yet, he was at risk for a serious cardiac event. His healthy diet, combined with a medication that affects how the kidneys excrete potassium, had overloaded his system. It wasn't his fault, he simply didn't know. This is a scenario I see far too often. Many common blood pressure medications, while excellent for protecting the heart, can make it harder for aging kidneys to get rid of excess potassium. Have you checked which medications you are on and asked your doctor about their effects on your kidneys? The second factor lies deep within our gut. Our digestive system is a bustling city of trillions of bacteria, a complex ecosystem that helps us break down food. Some of these beneficial bacteria, like a specific one called Oxalobacter formigenes, have a very specialized job. They eat oxalates, a compound we're about to discuss in detail. This is incredibly helpful, as it prevents too many oxalates from being absorbed into our bloodstream. However, as we age, and particularly after courses of antibiotics, which are more common in later life, the diversity of our gut microbiome can decrease. We may have fewer of these specialized oxalate-degrading bacteria. This means that when you eat a high-oxalate food, more of that compound gets absorbed, and the full burden of filtering it out falls directly on your kidneys. It's another silent shift that increases the workload on an already aging system. So you see, it's not just one thing. It's the trifecta of natural aging, common medications, and changes in our internal biology that creates this unique vulnerability for seniors. It's a quiet challenge, but the good news is, with the right knowledge, it's one you can manage beautifully. Now, let us get specific and talk about the first group of offenders, the vegetables that are dangerously high in oxalates. So, let's talk about our first troublemaker, oxalates. What exactly are they? Oxalates are naturally occurring compounds found in many plants. In small amounts, our bodies can handle them just fine. But in high concentrations, and especially for someone with compromised kidney function, they become a serious problem. Oxalates bind with minerals like calcium in your digestive tract, and once they are absorbed and travel to the kidneys, they can crystallize. I want you to imagine microscopic shards of glass forming inside the delicate, intricate tubules of your kidneys. This is what forms the most common type of kidney stone, a calcium oxalate stone, which can be incredibly painful. For a senior with already declining kidney function, forcing the kidneys to filter a high load of these oxalates day after day can lead to inflammation, cumulative damage, and a significant risk of not just stones, but a faster decline in overall kidney function. It's a burden they simply are not equipped to handle. Now, for our first surprising culprit, and it's a big one, spinach. For decades, we've been told to eat spinach for its iron, vitamin K, and antioxidants. And while it does contain those things, it is also one of the most oxalate-dense foods on the planet. A single cooked half-cup serving can contain over 750 milligrams of oxalates. To put that in perspective, many doctors recommend that people with kidney issues stay under 50 to 100 milligrams per day. Let me tell you about Margaret, a lovely patient of mine in her early 80s. She was determined to stay healthy and started every single day with a green smoothie packed with a large handful of raw spinach. She thought she was flooding her body with nutrients and protecting her bones with calcium. Instead, she ended up in my office with persistent, nagging back pain and fatigue. We discovered she had developed multiple small kidney stones. The high oxalate load from the spinach was not only forming stones, but was also binding with the calcium in her diet, preventing her body from absorbing it and putting her bones at risk. Studies have shown that frequent consumption of spinach can raise the risk of developing kidney stones by up to 30%. And while boiling spinach can reduce the oxalate content, it is not nearly enough to make it a safe everyday food for those with kidney concerns. Next on our list are beets. Famous for their vibrant color and earthy taste, beets, and especially beet juice, have become a major health trend. People drink it to lower blood pressure and improve athletic performance. But like spinach, beets are loaded with oxalates, containing over 150 milligrams per cup. The real danger, however, comes from juicing. When you juice a beet, you remove all the fiber and much of the water, creating a highly concentrated shot of everything in it, including the oxalates. One glass of beet juice can deliver a massive dose that puts an immediate heavy burden on your kidneys. Have you ever reached for a vegetable juice thinking it was a healthy shortcut? It's absolutely critical to know what you're concentrating. Cooking beets does help more than with spinach, reducing oxalates by about 60%. But for kidneys that are already struggling, the remaining amount can still be too much. The third high oxalate offender is Swiss chard. It is another leafy green that often flies under the radar, but contains one of the highest oxalate levels, nearly on par with spinach. So, what should you reach for instead? The good news is there are wonderful, nutrient-dense alternatives. Vegetables like kale, romaine lettuce, and cabbage offer many of the same vitamins with a tiny fraction of the oxalates. As you can see from the chart on screen now, the difference is truly staggering. Making a simple swap from a spinach salad to a kale salad can dramatically reduce the oxalate load on your kidneys, giving them the breathing room they need to function well. Now we need to move on to our next category of concern, which involves two minerals you hear a lot about: potassium and phosphorus. In a healthy person with strong kidneys, these minerals are essential. Potassium helps with nerve function and muscle contractions, while phosphorus is vital for bone health. But for aging kidneys that can't filter blood efficiently, these minerals can build up to dangerous levels. It's a classic case of too much of a good thing becoming a bad thing. When your kidneys can't remove excess potassium, it leads to hyperkalemia, which can interfere with the electrical signals in your heart, causing irregular heart rhythms or even cardiac arrest. Excess phosphorus can pull calcium out of your bones, making them weak and brittle, while also forming dangerous calcium deposits in your heart and blood vessels. The first and most common offender in this category is the humble potato. A single medium-sized baked potato, something many consider a simple, healthy side dish, contains over 900 milligrams of potassium. That is a massive amount. I remember a patient, Bill, a retired firefighter in his late 70s with moderate kidney disease. He loved his nightly baked potato. He wasn't on any specific potassium restriction, but his levels were always creeping up, and we couldn't figure out why until a dietitian reviewed his food journal. That one potato was single-handedly putting his heart at risk. For those who absolutely can't part with potatoes, there is a technique called leaching, where you peel, chop, and boil them in a large amount of water to pull out some of the potassium, but it doesn't remove all of it and still requires very careful portion control. Next on our list are two more fan favorites: avocados and tomatoes. Avocados are praised for their healthy fats, but just half an avocado contains nearly 350 milligrams of potassium and a significant amount of phosphorus. For a senior with advanced kidney disease, that single serving can be enough to push their levels into the danger zone. Tomatoes, while not as high as potatoes, still pack a punch with nearly 300 milligrams of potassium in one medium fruit. The real danger with tomatoes, however, comes from concentrated forms. A cup of tomato sauce or tomato juice can contain as much potassium as a large potato. So let's quickly recap why these compounds are so dangerous for seniors. First, high-oxalate foods like spinach and beets contribute to the formation of painful kidney stones, literally creating crystals that damage the kidney's delicate filters. Second, high-potassium foods like potatoes, avocados, and tomatoes can build up in the blood when kidneys can't excrete them, leading to hyperkalemia, which poses a direct and immediate threat to your heart's rhythm. And third, high-phosphorus foods, also a concern with avocados and other items, can weaken your bones and damage your cardiovascular system over time in a person with chronic kidney disease. Understanding these three distinct risks is the first step to protecting yourself. Now, after all this, you might be feeling a bit worried, thinking you have to give up all your favorite vegetables. But I want to reassure you, that is absolutely not the case. The good news is you have so many wonderful, safe, and delicious options. Instead of high-potassium potatoes, try mashed cauliflower. When prepared well, it's creamy, delicious, and incredibly low in potassium. Instead of high-oxalate spinach in your salads, use crisp romaine lettuce, cabbage, or nutrient-packed kale. Craving a tomato-based sauce? A sauce made from roasted red peppers can provide a similar color and texture with a fraction of the potassium. Other fantastic, kidney-friendly vegetables include green beans, cucumbers, and zucchini. A simple tip for reducing minerals in some vegetables is to boil them in a generous amount of water, and then discard the water as some of the potassium will leach out into it. The most important tip, however, is this. Please speak with your healthcare provider or a registered dietitian. Your needs are unique, and they can help you create a plan that is perfect for you. In closing, I want to leave you with this thought. Your health in your senior years is your most valuable asset, and being proactive is the key. Don't wait for symptoms to appear. One of the most important things you can do is to get your kidney function checked regularly with simple blood and urine tests, especially if you're over 60. Knowledge is power. Knowing your numbers allows you and your doctor to make smart, informed decisions about your diet and lifestyle. To help you on this journey, I've created a free downloadable kidney-safe veggie list that you can print out and take to the grocery store. You'll find the link in the description below. Thank you for taking the time to invest in your health today. Did any of these vegetables surprise you? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this information helpful, please subscribe and share this video with someone you love. It could make all the difference.